In this video, we're going to talk about how a high-fat, low-carb diet actually works. So the way that I created the Code Red lifestyle was actually because I used to be fat. Yeah, I was a fat athlete. When I was the fittest, I was actually the fattest in my life. I used to be a world-class athlete, ranked one of the top 3 most dangerous females on the planet. But the problem was I actually started getting fat, and I couldn't understand why. I'm training 3 to 5 hours a day. Why am I getting fat? That didn't make any sense. So I started doing some research, and I came across Mark Hyman, and he wrote Eat Fat, Get Thin. And that's when I first heard about the high-fat, low-carb lifestyle. I had never heard anything like this before. What? High fat? I mean, we were always taught that fat was bad. We were always taught that you just need to exercise more. So I decided to try it on myself. And yeah, I lost all my weight. And I started feeling better. Then I tried it on my husband, and I started using my family members as guinea pigs, and then I started trying it on my personal training clients. And it started to work for everyone, and that's how I knew the Code Red lifestyle of high fat, low carb was right for everyone. I'll first address the difference between high fat, low carb and the keto diet. Next, we'll cover the true way to lose weight. And last, we'll dive into the 3 biggest lies in weight loss. When comparing the high-fat, low-carb lifestyle with the keto diet, there are some key things to remember here. Understand that I believe the keto diet is saving lives. It's mitigating the high levels of insulin, which is driving disease, driving cancer, driving all sorts of problems in our society today. But there is a big difference between the high-fat, low-carb lifestyle and the keto diet. The keto diet wants you to keep the fat percentage really high, like 75%. And the high fat, low carb diet lifestyle, they bring the fat percentage down just a little bit more. The keto diet allows you to have cheese, any amount of cheese, any kind of cheese. Well, the high fat, low carb lifestyle, you'll notice that they don't really want you to have a ton of cheese. And cheese is dairy, and we know that dairy is inflammatory. So we're really trying to reduce that inflammation in the high-fat, low-carb lifestyle, but the keto lifestyle, cheese is good to go. And the third biggest difference between the high-fat, low-carb lifestyle and keto is keto snacks. The keto lifestyle, they let you have keto snacks, and that is processed packaged food, but as long as it is considered keto, which is no sugar. And I get that, that's fine. If you want to have a keto brownie, that's fine. But it's still chemically processed food. It still has chemicals in it, and you got to be careful with that. The high-fat, low-carb lifestyle, they don't do as much snacking, and they don't do as much processed food. You're going to see that the people on the keto lifestyle, they have kind of a lot of those keto snacks and a lot of snacking and that kind of thing going on. But the high-fat, low-carb lifestyle, it's a little bit more basic. I went to a conference here a couple of years ago in Austin, Texas, and it was a huge, huge pavilion full of keto companies that made keto snacks. And let me tell you, they were giving out samples. I mean, it was everything you could imagine, had a keto version of it. And I went through that whole conference with my sister Carrie, and I collected samples, and I ate samples, oh my gosh, you guys, from every kind of keto bread, keto brownies, keto this, keto that. And I made myself absolutely sick because it was still chemicals and it was still processed. Now, it was a good alternative because at least it didn't have the sugar, but it still was not incredibly healthy for me. And I learned my lesson about keto snacks during that conference. So what's the true way to lose weight? You've got to get the carbs and sugar down. There really is no 2 ways about it. Let's talk about carbs and sugar. So anytime you eat anything, your blood sugar goes up. Your pancreas produces insulin, which is the hormone, to bring the blood sugar down so you don't die. Insulin is the fat-producing hormone. I don't want to demonize insulin. You have to have insulin. You just don't need very much of it. You need a little amount for a quick amount of time, and then you need it to get out of the body. When insulin is present, the body cannot burn fat. Therefore, by keeping our carbs and sugar down low, Code Red Rebels believe in 10% of our diet, carbs and sugar. That mitigates the high levels of insulin. Are you following me so far? This is pretty simple. The hormones can be very, very complicated, but we just really want to understand insulin. Insulin is important. You just only need a small amount. So by having your carbs and sugar down low, you're not getting very much. Before I get to my next point, hey, listen, if you want more content like this, be sure you subscribe. That way you're notified when I release a new video. So we've already established that the way you lose body fat is keeping your carbs and sugar down low. But the way you don't kill everybody in the process is you gotta keep that fat percentage high. Not keto high, 60% of your diet kind of high. That's where we find is the sweet spot. 60% is high enough that you're getting a lot of fat, but it's not too high that it crowds out the other good elements of a diet. So what does a high-fat diet do? A high-fat diet gives you energy, helps your hair and nails grow. It balances hormones. It's gonna help you sleep better. And above all else, it's gonna keep you satiated, which means you're gonna feel full for longer. Hey, listen, give me a couple of eggs and 3 pieces of bacon, I'm gonna be full all the time. One time I was at my mom's house and she cooked me a big old plate of like eggs and bacon and avocado. And I wasn't hungry for like 9 hours. I'm telling you, if you get enough fat in your diet, then you won't be hungry. It's amazing. And you feel so good and it's gonna give you energy. Plus it's gonna help you sleep better. I mean, it's just, there are no detriments to a high-fat diet. When you say a high-fat diet, well, that's the same fat that's hanging off the back of my thighs or something, or hanging off the bottom of my stomach. Not the same thing. We're talking about avocados and coconut oil and eggs and bacon and cream cheese, cottage cheese. We're talking about not having to cut the gristle off the ribeye steak. We at Code Red, we recommend that 60% of your diet should be fat, and then 10% of your diet should come from carbs. But if that sounds confusing or you need some help with that, you can look into getting a customized nutrition program from me. So I bet you're curious, what are the 3 biggest lies in weight loss? Well, you might be shocked to hear this, but here we go. Number 1 biggest lie, hands down without a doubt, is you have to exercise to lose weight. No, you do not. Nothing could be further from the truth. Exercise has nothing to do with weight loss. Losing weight is 100% nutrition related. Lie number 2, you gotta eat low fat to lose fat. Like I just talked about in this video, the opposite is true. You wanna eat high fat to lose body fat. Low fat items contain a lot of sugar, and what did we already go over? You gotta keep those sugar and carbs down. So if you get low fat ranch, for example, it's gonna be, yeah, lower in fat, but it's gonna be higher in sugar and carbs. So you're doing opposite of what you wanna do. You're gonna be gaining weight if you have low fat. And the 3rd biggest lie is that you have to eat frequently to lose weight. No, eating frequently, you release a lot of insulin, and what happens when you release a lot of insulin? You can't burn fat. So you want to eat 2 or 3 meals a day. That's it. Wait at least 5 hours in between. Let your body and your hormones return to baseline. That way you can burn that fat in between, releasing that insulin. On the 10-pound takedown challenge, I go into detail about this subject as well as 30 other subjects. I teach you every single day. So take advantage of our rolling monthly challenges. Take your life back without shakes, pills, diet foods, or exercise. If you're interested, click the link and let me help you.